We've all seen it happen. A brand we absolutely love makes a huge, very public mistake. So how do they get back in our good graces? Well, it turns out the smartest brands have a secret playbook for earning forgiveness. And get this, it starts years before a crisis even hits. Let's dive in and break down how it really works.
And the stakes here, they are absolutely massive. I mean, when the Samsung Note 7 crisis hit, this wasn't just some little PR hiccup. We're talking about a recall of 2.5 million phones, a loss of somewhere between $5 and $9 billion, and just a catastrophic blow to a global reputation. This is the exact nightmare scenario every single company dreads.
All right, so let's start at the beginning. What are we actually talking about when we say a good brand goes bad? It's a really familiar feeling, isn't it? One day, a brand like Toyota is the absolute symbol of reliability. The next, all you're hearing about is faulty airbags. That kind of whiplash is intense, and it turns a symbol of trust into a potential hazard, seemingly overnight. Researchers actually have a specific name for this, a brand harm crisis. And this isn't just about a couple of bad reviews online. No, this is a very specific kind of disaster where a product fails to live up to its promises and, most importantly, causes real, actual harm to its customers. So, the crisis hits, the phones are exploding, the news is breaking all over the place. What's the typical response from the company? What's in the playbook? Well, traditionally, the corporate playbook is honestly pretty limited. Most companies land somewhere on what researchers call the deny-apology continuum. So on one end, you've got total denial, we're talking radio silence, or worse, trying to justify the mistake. And on the other end, you have full acceptance, issuing apologies, making things right. But the key thing to notice is that all of this is reactive. It happens after the damage is done. But this is where the new research asks a really fascinating question. What if just reacting isn't the best way to go? What if a brand could build a kind of, a forgiveness shield that would make them resilient before a disaster ever even strikes? And that brings us to the core idea of this whole thing, a proactive recovery strategy. You can think of it like crisis insurance, but it's not built with money. It's built with some very carefully managed psychology. So what is this secret weapon? It's really a two-part punch. First, you use highly, highly credible celebrity endorsers. And second, you build these vibrant, engaged online communities all around the brand. As you're about to see, this goes so much deeper than just running an apology ad after you've already messed up. Okay, so how do these two pieces, the celebrity and the community, actually work together to influence the third key player in all this, you, the consumer? Well, it all comes down to some really powerful psychology. And I've got to stress that word, credible. This is not just about picking any famous face off a magazine cover. No, the research is clear that credibility is a very specific formula. It's a mix of genuine trustworthiness, that sort of likability factor or attractiveness, and of course, some real perceived expertise in the area. So why does this work so well? It really boils down to two big ideas. First is something called signaling theory. Think of it like this. When you dress up for a job interview, your suit sends a signal, right? Well, a credible celebrity sends a powerful signal that the brand is high quality and dependable. The second is social identity theory. This one's easy. It's like wearing your favorite band's t-shirt. The brand becomes a way for you to tell the world who you are and to feel like you belong to a tribe. And when you put all of this together, it creates this powerful psychological state that researchers call consumer brand identification, or CBI. And honestly, this is the holy grail. It's that magic moment when you stop seeing a brand as just a product you buy and you start seeing it as a part of who you are, a feeling of oneness. So you feel this oneness with a brand. That's a pretty deep connection. But how does that feeling actually translate into real forgiveness when that very same brand messes up big time? This slide lays out the path perfectly. It's like a chain reaction. Step 1, the credible celebrity sends out that powerful signal. Step 2, that signal helps build a strong sense of identification with the brand. Then, step 3, that identification blossoms into a deep emotional bond, what we can really call brand love. And finally, when the crisis hits, that love is what earns forgiveness. So here's the crucial point in all of this. The strategy isn't just about making a brand likable, it's about making it lovable. Because according to this research, it's the customers who truly love a brand who are the ones willing to forgive its biggest, ugliest mistakes. Okay, But just when you think you've got it all figured out, the researchers found this fascinating, really counterintuitive twist in the data, a detail that honestly changes the entire game for marketers. I mean, you'd assume the relationship is pretty simple, right? The more you trust the celebrity, the more you're going to identify with the brand they're pushing. It should just be a straight line going up and up. But is that really how it works? And here's the twist. The answer is no. It's not a straight line at all. The effect is actually nonlinear. It's incredibly powerful at extremely high levels of celebrity trust. But, and this is the wild part, at those moderate, kind of good enough levels of trust, the effect on how much you identify with the brand can completely disappear. Boof, gone. And this isn't just some vague idea. It's right there in the data. The study found that at these moderate levels, the statistical link between the celebrity and you identifying with the brand becomes almost zero. Let me put it another way. A pretty trustworthy celebrity has basically no impact at all on building that deep connection. The takeaway from this is huge. It means that for this entire strategy to work, good enough is basically the same as nothing. A brand can't just pick a moderately liked celebrity and call it a day. To build that powerful shield of forgiveness, their endorser has to be seen as exceptionally, almost unimpeachably credible. It's all or nothing. And this quote from the study really just drives the whole point home. The celebrity isn't the magic wand for forgiveness itself. Their real job is to build that crucial sense of identification and community engagement. That's where brands have to invest their time and money, because those are the true paths to brand love and, ultimately, to brand forgiveness. So I'll leave you with this question. The next time you see a major brand you love caught up in a scandal, I want you to look a little closer. Are you just seeing a frantic, reactive apology ad, or are you actually witnessing the final, predictable outcome of a meticulous, proactive strategy for forgiveness that was set in motion years ago?